Good day, everyone. I am Tori Giffen. I am the Assistant Director of Online Programs in the College of Education. We thank you all who are in attendance with us here today, and those of you who might be watching this recording back later. We know that everybody has busy lives, and we also have people who join our online programs from all around the globe. Today, we will be covering our EDM program, our Masters in Education, offered by the Department of Education Policy, Organization, and Leadership. Really appreciate you all tuning in with us, whether it is now or in the future. So for those of us that are here today, I just want to let everybody know everybody is muted. Please keep your microphone muted until we get to the Q&A session. We'll have some breakout rooms with all of the different faculty that we have here representing all of our different concentrations within the EDM program. We'll get a little bit more into that as we get going. And then just a reminder to let everyone know that this is being recorded. Please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. Let us know who you are, why you're interested in this degree program. We'd love to hear from you. And we do have folks that are from the College of Education who will be introducing throughout this that might be able to answer any questions for you as we go along in the presentation if you need something answered right away. So just want to also let people know we'll be covering the eligibility of the master's degree program, the structure, admissions, and some career paths. If you have any questions about this program, maybe any of our other programs that we're not talking about specifically, we know we have a lot of other popular programs. Please reach us at onlineprograms@education.illinois.edu. Be happy to answer your questions, and we can connect you with anybody that you would need to. With that, just want to briefly cover some online education program staff. We have Gina Poff, Online Academic Services Student Coordinator, myself, Brianna Davis, who is on the call with us here today, Online Student Advisor, and then we also have Sangeetha Gopalakrishnan, who's the Assistant Dean for Online Learning Innovations and Online Programs. So you might get emails from us if you've attended the session. Some of us are on this call. We might be able to answer any of your questions. And if you're a student in the program, there's a good chance you'll be interacting with us in one way or another as you move throughout your degree program. With that, I want to turn things briefly over to Dr. Pak to share a little bit about EPOL.
Great. Thank you so much. And thank you all for being here on, yes, a very busy time, and appreciate your interest in our master's programs and online within the department. So I'm not going to read through all these things, but you would note that we have a very strong commitment and at the core values of how do we bring aspects of education, research, practice, policy to all various levels of constituents, and how do we do that with a commitment to equity and social justice. So that's really the hallmark of what we do in the department. We have, as a total, we have 10 different concentrations within the department, but 4 of those are focused within the online platform. And the important thing to note is that you would be receiving a master's degree in education policy, organization, and leadership. You are would be EPOL majors. The concentrations themselves would be the areas that you focus on. But at the end of the day, that's who we are. We are EPOL. This is the degree program that you would be enrolled in, and this is how we identify ourselves. So just to let you know of the strengths within who we are, the faculty who teach within the courses, you'll get to know other fabulous students in the department. So it's a really important online community that you would be a part of. So just to let you know, just to give you that brief introduction, because I know there's a lot of materials to cover. But if you also have questions, you can email me about other things that you may have. So thank you and welcome.
And then just very briefly, I can just share some of the staff. If you're an EPOL student, there's also Laura Ketchum. She is assistant to the head. And then we have Gabby Zarko, who is office support specialist. They both do a lot of communicating and coordinating throughout the department. And we all could not help things be successful without them. And then also with us today, these are just some of the faculty that we have. So you've already heard from Dr. Pak. We have Linda Herrera. We have Dr. Allison Witt. We also have Dr. Grace O, Dr. David Wong, and Dr. Bill Cope with us here today. So if you see them answering any of your questions in the chat, that is who they are. They'll get to share a little bit about their areas of expertise here in a moment, and we will have breakout rooms. So if you want to ask any of these faculty-specific questions, you will have an opportunity to do that also. With that, going to hand things back to Dr. Pop.
Okay, so just to describe briefly our concentration in diversity and equity, and as you can note here, it's one of the newer, and it was very novel when we began. I was tangentially involved in the very beginning of this some more than 10 years ago, but it's been a really great effort to have a focused concentration that looks at diversity and equity issues within K-12 education, higher education, and within organizations. So students would sometimes want to bridge aspects of human resource development, for example, within organizations. So the way that we do it is we take a critical approach to understanding aspects of structure. What are the structural inequities that have been in place to really understand deeper and deeply aspects of the ways we can improve current practices, policies, further inquiry into how do we think through K-12 teaching, leadership, practices. Right now, a big push is towards culturally responsive teaching and leading in the K-12 realm. Well, what does that mean? How did it develop? To have the kind of space to ask the questions, to understand the foundational underpinnings of how this all comes into play is what we do well in our D&E concentration area. We have core courses related to foundations of diversity and equity, of historical barriers to education, race, gender, sexuality issues in education, aspects that affect leadership and policy. So we do cover an important range that diverse faculty do teach into. And I understand the political moment at this day, but it doesn't stop the work that needs to continue. And so we are here and we are happy to support any of you who are interested in pursuing this concentration area, and happy to answer questions later.
Thank you. Next up, we have Dr. Herrera.
Thank you, Tori, for organizing, and to everyone who has attended the session. So global studies in education was also a pioneering concentration in the College of Education. The University of Illinois, I believe, was the first university to pivot away from international and comparative education to conceptualize what we do more in a frame of global studies. So we look at issues of global change from the points of view of critical democracy, social justice, but taking in consideration a more global or planetary perspective, global citizenship, global equity, and issues of policy, pedagogy, and practice in different contexts. So this would be the place where we really look at institutions and learning and policy in a much more comparative and integrated way. So some of the core programmatic areas, and we have classes on these areas, are human rights, children and youth in global context, climate change and sustainability, internationalizations of schools and universities, global migration and mobility, and the impact of digital transformation on education and society. And an interesting thing about this this area of focus is we also have a track, and you'll be hearing from my colleague, Dr. Witt, on IEAL, International Education, Administration, and Leadership. So I will hand it over to my colleague, Allison, who will talk about the track into IEAL from the Global Studies Program.
Yeah. Yes, great. Thank you so much. And thank you, Tori, for organizing and planning all of this, as always. Yeah, so the international education track is really for those of you who are thinking about, on the one hand, we have a group of students who are very interested in working in, or maybe are already working in, higher education, supporting international students, planning study abroad programs, directing internationalization efforts at the higher education level. And we really focus on the practical realities of doing that kind of work. What a fascinating moment to be stepping into this world. Or if you are already in this space, you're going to really appreciate, as I have, having colleagues around the world who are also engaged in this work, and being able to work together and to support each other with real-time perspectives coming in from around the world as we engage in efforts to internationalize higher education. Now, I have another group of students that, a pretty big group too, that are interested in working in the same kinds of issues, but at the K-12 level. So, for example, I have a lot of students who are maybe working in an international school somewhere in the world, or are working in a school in the US, planning activities or planning curriculum around global citizenship education, or planning activities that try to increase the understanding of global citizenship amongst K-12 students. So in the IEAL track, we really try to connect you with other practitioners around the world who are in that space doing that work, and allow you to really learn firsthand what that's like. I actually think the next couple of years are going to be one of the most fascinating times to be in this space, because really within the US, we're going to have to reposition ourselves. And we're going to have to think about how we are going to engage the rest of the world when our political realities are what they are. And I think it's going to be very important, maybe more important than ever, that we do this thoughtfully and carefully, and to really step very lightly as we imagine what this next phase of American higher education is going to look like, American K-12 education, and how it's going to be positioned in the world. So I invite you to join us as we think about this new reality and consider it, and just warmly welcome you to these discussions and conversations. Again, I think it's going to be a fascinating time, and we're all going to need to bring our unique perspectives to this big challenge.
Thank you, Allison. Next up, we have Dr. Wong.
Thank you, Tori, for organizing this information session. Hello, everybody. My name is David Huang. I'm a faculty coordinating activities in the concentration of human resource development. At the master's level, the training from the HRD concentration master education program is focused on the applications of the skills, knowledge base, and abilities, and for you to be able to solve current and future problems in your organizations. There are 3 areas of best practice and scholarship we will share with you through our curriculum HRD. First one is the training and development, focusing on individual growth in a professional and workplace setting. Second one is, I would say, a very popular theme in HRD is organization development / change management. If you're interested in facilitating organizational learning activities for the purpose of changing for growth or better performance or productivity in broadly educational organization, broadly defined educational activities, then that thing we will find relevant based on our coursework. The third theme is adult and professional education. And in particular, under this theme, we provide training to help you, first of all, understanding theoretical backgrounds of your career decision-making process, for instance, in the workplace, how people choose to select certain career path and how they pivot to different areas of professional engagement. In addition, we look at work related to lifelong learning activities, focusing on the best practice of adult learning pedagogies. So those are three themes in HRD. In addition to completing concentration level coursework, you also have the opportunities to complete courses at the 500 level within HRD. If you're interested in pursuing the second concentration, we're also encouraging students to identify that opportunity based on their existing concentration affiliation. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
And next up, we have Dr. O.
Thank you, Tori, for organizing and facilitating this important session. And hello, everyone. Very happy to meet you today, and I appreciate your interest in the programs in EPAL. My name's Grace O. I'm a faculty member at EPAL, also program lead of instructional design, technology, and organization concentration. And IDTO concentration is for individuals who are passionate about solving real-world learning and performance challenges across diverse organization settings. Whether it is like designing onboarding, programs for employees at a global company, or designing leadership development courses for managers, or creating different professional development MOOCs. This IDTO concentration gives you the foundation to lead innovative instructional solutions that are well aligned with organizational goals. Grounded in the intersection of the instructional system design, learning technologies, and organizational studies, the curriculum empowers students with essential knowledge and also skill set so that they can craft creative and also high impact instructional solutions to meet the growing demands of workplaces and workforce development. Students will not only develop and also deepen their expertise in instructional design and technology, but also build a wide variety of skill sets, including project management, program evaluation, adult learning theories, data-informed design, creativity, and organization development. So by the time you complete the program, you'll be ready to take on roles of instructional designers, ready to meet the rising demands for professionals who can design training and instruction that are not only effective, but also inclusive, tech-enabled, and really built for real-world impact. So if you are interested in turning your passion for learning into powerful and exciting career paths, making differences in how people learn and grow in their workplaces and organizations, I'd love to tell you more. So please join me in the breakout group session later. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. O. And next up, we have Dr. Cope.
Hey everybody, great to see you all. So I'll just briefly mention what we do in our concentration. So firstly, our program historically we're pretty certain, along with HRE, which is what it used to be called, the first fully online graduate degree in the world. We've been doing, this program has been around since 1998, and we are primarily interested in innovative pedagogies, new relationships between learners and their learning. But incidental to that is this burning question of technology. So right from the start, our program has been interested in the way in which technology transforms these relationships. We don't expect any technical expertise with people coming in, and we don't teach anything technical. We're just interested in how digital tools might transform these relationships between learners and their learning. We, in the last couple of years, have become very interested in this burning question of AI, which is turning the world upside down in a whole lot of ways, and particularly turning education upside down. So that's become an area of real interest. In terms of the style of our program, it's very, very collaborative. It involves a lot of peer interaction. You build very, very strong relationships with others in the program because there's systematic peer review, there's blog-like posts that happen every week, and there's a lot of discussion that goes on. Now, funny world this is, one of the parties to the discussion is AI. And it's not ChatGPT, and it's not Grok, and it's not these other things. We've been building an environment where, in fact, the collective intelligence of everyone who's been in our programs for the last 5 years is actually the resource with whom you talk using generative AI. And we're kind of excited by this. We've kind of been developing this technology. We're way ahead of anybody else in the game. But what I want to say to people is firstly, it's before anything, we're interested in learning and education. And these other things are incidental to that. And we're interested in how those relationships can be deepened along the way. So, there are key themes: very social environment, very collaborative. You get to know other people very well in this environment. We don't have Zoom lectures. We don't have long Zoom sessions, but there's an awful lot of asynchronous interaction that goes on constantly in this environment that we've been working in as well. So now we also very much encourage people from other concentrations to take our courses. So it's not the end of the world if you choose to take another concentration. And conversely, there's such wonderful offerings in other concentrations. We very much encourage our students to take courses in other concentrations. So just to underline one of the themes, this is a collaborative exercise in the whole department. And just because you select one particular concentration doesn't mean you're stuck in that concentration. And quite the reverse, we want you to be able to work right across the range of offerings in the department. And as I say, we welcome people from other concentrations into our courses. I think that's a quick summary of what it is that we do. And I'll hand back to you, Tori. And thank you very much for organising this session.
Wonderful. Thank you all for sharing a bit about your individual areas. We'll have breakout rooms later. And with that, just gonna quick go over some other items about the program that you might have questions about. Just want to start off here with course structure. Courses are typically 8 weeks long, especially during the fall and spring semesters. We offer courses in part of term A and part of term B. This allows for most of our students to take one course every 8 weeks. You are not required to take one course every 8 weeks. You can take one course a semester if you would like, and that still helps you be an active student in the program. Attendance, again, is the best for learning results, and there are a lot of opportunities to engage with your classes, both synchronously and some asynchronously. Depending on the course you're taking and the program will depend on how that is broken up, but a lot of courses, majority of them do have synchronous sessions that are at least 3 hours long in class that are offered about once a week. Those are typically Monday through Thursday between 5 and 9 p.m. There are some outliers. You'll want to pay attention to your course schedule when selecting your courses. Just want to go over some program requirements that are the same for all of the programs. So all of our master's degrees require at least 32 credit hours. 12 credit hours must be taken at the 500 course level. You have 5 years to complete your program. And our courses are typically 4 credit hours long, so that ends up being 8 courses that you take throughout your program. So if you do some quick napkin math, you can find out that you can complete our EDM program in 18 to 24 months with our part of term schedule and depending on how you take your courses. Just want to also quickly highlight a number of the career paths. So you've heard a lot about the different concentrations. These are jobs and careers that our alumni have graduated and have reported back to us as their careers. I won't read all of them on the screen here for you, but you can see that our students do go on to do a variety of jobs and careers beyond the EDM program. We have lots of students that come from lots of different fields, including military, higher education, technology, business, education, healthcare, and IT. I may have missed something there, but just really want to reiterate that we have students that come from all sorts of backgrounds and go on to a variety of different career paths. The admissions process, you are required to have a bachelor's degree before starting this program, a 3.0 GPA. There is an academic statement of purpose that you need to submit, a personal statement, a resume or CV, 3 letters of reference, and then your transcripts. Program decisions are made by the departments here in EPOL, so that would be EPOL, and then recommendation is made to the graduate college for campus requirements, and then you are notified if you are admitted into the program. We really hope you consider applying. There below you can see you can apply now at choose.illinois.edu/apply. Just want to touch on some quick upcoming deadlines for admission for folks. Summer B, if you would like to start this summer still, there are some courses that are quickly filling up, and some programs are still admitting students if you're interested. May 15th, and then fall, which we suspect most people might be interested in at this point in time, is July 15th if you want to start at the beginning of the fall semester, and that will be in late August. And then if you are interested in starting in the middle of the fall semester, those are due September 15th, and those start early to late October. We have more information about that online. You can also visit our website for more information that we have there on the screen. And we also have a chatbot that we call Eddie that is available 24/7 to be able to answer questions for you. Tuition for fall will be $538 per credit hour. That includes all tuition and fees. That's the same for in-state, out-of-state, and international students. So just want to let people know about that. And that's per credit hour. So you take that total times the 32 credit hours for the program, and that would be your tuition. Although tuition is subject to change, so it might change a bit throughout your program. We really think that you should join us here at the University of Illinois and the College of Education. We are a top-tier research university. We are currently ranked number 3 by U.S. News and World Report for online master's degree. We have world-class faculty, many of which you have heard from us today. We have a variety of peers that come from all over the globe with a variety of backgrounds and go on to a variety of careers, which we've touched about. We have extensive resources for online students. Our online students do get access to our world-renowned library here at the college, even though you are online, for example. Just want to quick show this, as we like to brag about ourselves a little bit. And we are going to get ready to move into the next portion of our session a little bit earlier than I thought, but hey, that gives us plenty of time for questions and answers for folks. So we are going to have some breakout rooms. You'll have to give me a moment to set those up for each of the concentration sessions. If you have program-specific questions for any of the faculty, we will also be here, myself and looks like some others from online programs. If you have questions about admissions, what's the application process like, more questions about tuition and some of those other things. So if you will just bear with me for one moment while I get some breakout rooms set up for everybody. And we will have 5 breakout rooms. So both folks from GSE, including Linda and Allison, will be in one breakout room. So let me get the faculty assigned to rooms, and then folks can join them. So we will do room 1 will be Dr. O with IDTO. Room 2 will be Dr. Cope with LDL. Room number 3 will be GSE with Dr. Allison Witt and Dr. Linda Herrera. Room 4 will be HRD with Dr. David Huang. And room 5 will be Dr. Puck with Diversity and Equity in Education. If you have questions about those rooms, I will still be here in this chat. But if you have questions, feel free to ask us here about anything to do with the admissions process, application process, tuition fees, things like that. If you want to talk to faculty specifically, they are available in those separate breakout rooms. We hope that you take advantage of the time with them. And with that, you should all be able to pick your rooms. If you want to be assigned to a room, feel free to type it in the chat and I can get you in the right space. And I will go ahead and let people know what rooms, again, everything are in. So room 1 is IDTO with Dr. Grace O. Room number 2 is LDL with Dr. Bill Cope. Room 3 is Global Studies and Education with Dr. Witt and Linda Herrera. Room 4 is HRD with Dr. David Huang. And room 5 is Diversity and Equity and Education with Dr. Pak. I see Sangeetha is typing the rooms in the chat there for me too. Shelley, I can get you into room 1. I will get you into room 3. Any other folks need to be in a specific room? If you have questions about any programmatic information or applications, things like that, we are still here and can answer questions for you. I see we have 2 folks that are still here with us. Do you have any questions that we might be able to answer for you specifically about applying, about the university, anything like that? Otherwise, we can get you to a specific breakout room. Or yes, so we have a program,